some of the comments like I remember kuna zingine the ridicule her dress and the way it was beautiful. So they were kuna mtu mmoja alisema hiyo gown inakaa ya mazishi.
Na nyingine hiyo gown ni ya I thought it was a maternity dress.
Unataka sasa tukusaidie kwani bibi ni
bibi ni wa Kerende.
Bibi ni wa Kerende. Ukilipiwa hiyo vacation ama ukisaidiwa ujue utagongewa na sio mayai
na si mlango.
On today's episode of Tuko Talks, we visit this viral couple that went viral because of their height difference. We're about to listen to their love story and find out what made them fall for each other. My name is Njeri Masi and welcome to today's episode of Tuko Talks.
Okay, thank you. My name is Peter Maina Wanjiro.
Okay, my name is Irene Karemi Kibwe. Kibwe is my father.
I was born in Adhongori village in Kiangai sublocation, that is in Kirinyaga County, by a single mother, Virginia Wanjiro, and I was born in that humble background. I started schooling at Adhongori Primary School, where I was a top performer. You know, in this life, when you are brought up in a humble background, there are two ways. You may either get discouraged in life, or just God gives you the power to just have a vision and be motivated by what you want to become in the future. So it depends on how you take. You may say, because I'm struggling today, I don't want to struggle tomorrow. So I will continue to make my tomorrow better. Remember, there is a saying that says, you cannot be able to change your background, but you can be able to change your future.
Yeah. When and how did you guys meet?
I cannot really remember the year, but we met at that time when I was working as a house help in Kianyaga. He had come to Kianyaga, ACK Kianyaga, to sell his books. So I just bought the book because I saw a book that I would relate to. I bought the book and I was very much interested with this person who has the same story as mine, almost the same story as mine, because being born from a humble background, there are some things that you relate. So I read the book, and behind the book there was a number that he had written. Maybe if you want some more information about the right and all that, you can call this number. But I believe I wasn't able to call the number because I was still working. At the same time, I'm also in school. So I was in school during the holiday. I would be at work, and after that I would go back to school. So we were not able to communicate at that time when I was there.
So how we met is that in the year 2014, I was moving around churches and schools selling my motivational books and story books with the name of searching for my school fees to go back to school. I had visited very many churches, very many schools, but during that day I went to ACK Kianyaga Church, and during the English service or the youth service, I shared my story with the young people, and I would tell you this: I was not just doing that just for money. In fact, I would feel good after sharing my story, especially when I felt that it had encouraged someone. So after the service was over, I placed my books there to sell them, and my beautiful wife here, back then, when she was working as a house help for one of the teachers of Kianyaga boys, and was attending the same church, that is Kianyaga Church, came to me as one of my customers. And I remember her words: "You have really encouraged me because I'm also facing a similar situation, And I believe and I pray to God that He will help me one day to be able to join college.
And I was crying.
So she was really touched by my story, but also at the same time encouraged that this is a person who has also gone through struggles, but instead of giving up, he is even going and sharing his story with people and telling them that one day, one time, I will still make it in life. So she came and became one of my customers. She bought a book by the title Abandon Your Purpose and Follow God's Purpose. I don't know what, but I think it was about also not just about the title, but also even the price.
It was
cheap. What she could also be able to.
That is what I could afford.
At that time. So during our interaction, I told her, now because I may not have much time, because I'm also dealing with other customers. In fact, you see, I want to make also some money from these customers before they leave. This is a person who is telling you that he is also giving you some stories about how you have inspired her. So I said, well, because I don't want to take much time with her so that others don't escape with the money, let us exchange the numbers so that we could be able to talk later. So in fact, I promised her, let me have your number. Then one of these fine days I can just call you, we can meet and then talk more and share more with a name of encouraging each other. So that's how we met. And then we didn't communicate. From there on, we didn't communicate. In 2015 January, when I rejoined Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, there is one thing I thought of. I took where I had written all the contacts and said, I'm going to write one message of telling people that I'm very grateful to them for the support that they have accorded me. And tell them that now my dream is coming true because I have rejoined KIMC. I remember seeing her reply, an SMS saying that I also thank God. She said, I am grateful to God for your accomplishment. And I also thank God because He also enabled me to join Machakos Teachers Training College in September 2014. So this was January 2015. So I thanked God also that her dream had also come true of joining college. So from there, I remember we just started talking. Now that now we are like even on the same platform, that we are people who are struggling, and now God has opened doors for us. So we became friends. That's how we were able to continue talking. We never met while she was in college. I was at KIMC, she was at Machakos Teachers Training College. So we never met, but until, okay, but along the way, we started falling in love with each other.
No, that's what we want to know. We start with her. What made you start falling in love with him?
Just like he said, he is a motivational speaker. So most of the time we would talk. As we are talking, I would find that he is someone who is encouraging me. So I don't know, I just got attracted to this man who is always encouraging me when I feel like giving up. He is there to tell me God is in control, do not lose hope. So that's how I just fell in love.
I can see how Peter is smiling. He's so happy. Inakaa he's remembering vividly how that day was. When did you first tell her that you loved her? Ama, who said I loved you first? Let me not assume it was Peter.
It was him.
It was me. So, like fate would have it, after completing my college education, I went to a place near Kiambu town and started working as a storekeeper somewhere. And so you see, we were communicating with her. So I called her one day and I told her, nowadays I'm at a place called Kiambu. And she told me, you know what? I am staying at my sister's place in Roiro.
And that's near.
And that is very near. In fact, from where I was to Roiro, it was 30 shillings.
30 bob.
It was 30 bob. So when I felt that the woman who I was falling in love with
Is near you.
just
vicinity.
in the vicinity, then I felt this is God's given chance.
Nianguke nayo.
Nianguke tu nayo. So we arranged and we met. And I can tell you, during the first meeting, I said, well, there is a prayer which I was praying in my heart, that I am praying that once we meet, I will have the courage to tell her that she is the woman of my heart, that I want to get married to her. And I was also praying that she will not discourage me by telling me that she already has someone who is seeing her. So the first time we met, and I told her, you know what, I have not come for many stories. I just want to tell you in a crystal clear manner that I want to get married to you.
Marriage?
I love
It wasn't even dating?
No.
I was so surprised.
Yes.
Okay.
And now on what is has made this story go viral, I remember her asking me, sasa unataka kuwa huyu msichana mrefu? Huyu msichana mrefu. It is not about being tall, being short, because those are some of the things that we cannot be able to change.
Yeah.
And God grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change. Courage to change those that we can. And wisdom to know the difference. So I have the wisdom to know the difference of the things I can be able to change
And the things you
wisdom
cannot change.
And the things which I cannot be able to change. That's how we
met.
That's how we met.
There's a comment I saw on the post that you had posted on Facebook. Somebody said, "Hauogopi asikugonge ngoto. Weren't you intimidated with her height?" Like kila saa unamwangalia huku mbinguni.
You know what? Marriage is about the heart. The love you have for each other. So I was not intimidated. And there's something also which I saw in her. You know, also having gone through those struggles, she understands what life is all about. And also, she was a very God-fearing lady. To date, she is a God-fearing lady. And very concerned, very caring. So those are the things which I saw in her. And just like they say, love is blind.
And for you, what attracted you to him?
One thing is that he's a God-fearing man, and he is also hardworking, and he is that person who never gives up. Contrary to what I saw in comments that ati wale watu wafupi wana hasira wanaweza kupiga sijui nini. I've never seen that. He is not that person who can fight. He's just a humble person. So that's mostly what attracted me to him. Yeah. Someone who would give me peace all the time. I would not say that I've ever thought of that I have no peace because my husband is doing this and that. So I've always been at peace, and that's the most important thing, being in peace with the person that you're living with. So that's what attracted me to him.
So when as girls tuko young and we are looking forward to get married or to even court somebody, you always, when I ask you, when you ask a young girl, what's your ideal type of man, they will run to say tall, dark, handsome, masculine. Didn't you feel like you settled for less?
No. When growing up, I never thought I never thought about the ideal man in life, because at times I would look at my family. I come from a family where my father was always drunk. So I would feel that I do not want to have a family at any given time. I would just want to live as a sister or something like that. So I never thought about marriage at any given time, because I would look at my family, see the struggles that my mom is going through, and say I would not want to face such challenges in life. So I would live a single life. But later on, after finding a man that I saw is full of faith, I thought to myself, maybe if I get maybe a God-fearing man who does not take any drug, because I saw in my family the most challenge was alcohol and drug and substance abuse. So I would not want to get to that. So if I get a God-fearing person, a person that I would respect, it will be okay with me. So I had no ideal person in mind.
What are some of the stereotypes, Peter, that associate short men with?
I usually hear people talking about it, that I don't know, short men are hot-tempered, that short men, I don't know what, but I have never even been thoughtful of that, about those stereotypes. Because if you want to ruin your life, keep thinking about kutoa Mungu makosa.
And what people say about you.
Like what I told you, if God has granted you the serenity to accept things you cannot change, like hate is not something that you can be able to change. Yes. And in the same way, like even when you go to the forest, or even if you planted some trees, would they grow at the same rate? Even if you apply fertilizer, water, at the same rate? So God creates us all in very unique ways. Sure.
When you married him, what are some of the things that people said? Because now we are seeing the comments on the platform. So we would also like to see the picture in the community. Your family, what were they saying about it?
My family was comfortable with that, because they understand that you did not create yourself. You're the way you are because God created you the way you are, and He wanted you to be so. And by the way, I didn't hear any comment about, hey, he is very short or you are very tall. I just noted the other day after the wedding pictures, and someone would ask me, hey, ulikuwa mrefu hivi tukisoma? My classmate, ulikuwa mrefu hivi? I didn't see you like you are this tall. So that when I noted, hey, kwani ninakuwa mrefu hivyo? Even from the community, from the church where I attend, I've never heard anyone telling me, hey, wewe ni mrefu kuliko huyu sana. It just came out as we were going through the comments of what people would say. Ama ni vile ni marafiki wangu waliogopa kuniambia, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh. Has that made you start seeing your husband differently?
No. It doesn't affect me in any way. As long as we are peaceful, we love each other, we are just going about our daily activity normally, just the way we used to. So that does not affect the way I see him in any way. Yeah.
Before we go to the wedding part and the honeymoon part also, which is also another point of conversation online, what would you tell those people that associate short men, short husbands, with being inferior?
So being short does not mean that you are not a human being. You are a full person just like any other person. And in fact, even those people who have maybe physical disability does not mean that they are not human beings. There are in fact others who are able to perform other things that we cannot do with their disability. So being short does not mean that you're disabled. You are a man just like any other man, and they can do everything that a normal, maybe those that think that being tall or medium height, you are a normal person. Everyone should be proud and appreciate the way people were created by God. Yeah. So that's my take.
You know, it is only people who will tell you that you are short or tall, because you just didn't create yourself. So those people who try to, you know, that's called discrimination. And you are always told we shouldn't discriminate people based on their
height,
based on their height,
their looks,
their disability, because you just find yourself there. In fact, the other day I was even asking someone, like, if you are boasting because of being tall, what about if you got some kind of disability, your legs are cut? You see, you become short. So those are the things that you cannot not be able to change. And all of us, we are called human beings, whether short, whether tall, whether you have disability, you are a human, a total human being. Yes. Okay.
Now, you did a beautiful wedding, and that is actually your pictures are what that sparked the conversation online.
Yes.
But you are appealing for help to be able to take your beautiful wife for a honeymoon. Why is honeymoon so important to you as a couple?
Initially, I did not have that in my mind, because you know, like even during our wedding preparation, we really struggled to be able to reach that point of the wedding. In fact, our wedding was scheduled to take place on 11th August as a mass wedding. That's when we had joined that plan, so that we could have a lesser budget. But because of some challenges, especially financial challenges here and there, we had to postpone from August to October. But I told my wife, because the most important thing that we want to do is us to get that certificate to make our marriage now be able to get that recognition from the government, and also so that we can also be able to serve in the church in a better way. In fact, that was what was really motivated us to do the wedding, so that we could be able to serve the church in a better way. So I remember after the wedding, after 1 week, we posted, I posted one of the photos and said 1 week after our wedding. And now that I never thought that this would really go viral.
Yeah, you just posted just like any other picture.
Just if you go to my page, Peter Maina Wanjiru, you'll find that I keep posting things there about my online goat market, my family. I keep posting them there. So when I realized that photo has gone very viral, I said maybe this is an opportunity to shine. So I asked myself, maybe like what now because people are talking about the wedding, and that is the big conversation on how tall or how short we both are, our height difference. I said maybe I can use also that opportunity to be able to appeal for some vacation, where we can be able to go out and have some good time together. And also as a way of also showing people that it does in marriage, in a wedding, in marriage, it does not matter about the hate. It's about the love between you and your spouse. Yes.
For you, Irene, remember, considering that even when you were supposed to do a fundraising to go to school, you didn't want to go and ask people for money. Do you feel kinda embarrassed by Peter's confidence to go ahead and tell people, nisaidieni?
Yeah, at first I felt embarrassed because I thought he was saying it jokingly, but I also believe it was just like a joke, asking for a honeymoon, because I didn't expect that he would do that, because we were comfortable that we have done our wedding, and according to what people would say, it was a colorful wedding, and we were comfortable with that. In fact, I never thought even of the honeymoon. I was comfortable. Let us continue with our normal life, go back to work after the few days that I was given. So the post about the honeymoon shocked me because I didn't expect that. Yeah, so I wasn't comfortable that he was appealing for help to go for a honeymoon, because I was comfortable that even though we do not go anywhere now, we will be able to go later at our own pace without bothering people with financial help. Yeah.
Hey, what are some of the comments that you read through that post? Na mlikuwa mmekaa guy. Hawa watu wanasema nini?
Some of the comments, like I remember kuna zingine, the ridicule, her dress, and the way it was beautiful. So they were, kuna mtu mmoja alisema hiyo gown inakaa ya mazishi.
Na nyingine hiyo gown ni ya I thought it was a maternity dress.
Alafu kuna wengine wenye wana comment kuhusu ile picha tulipigwa kwa in a beautiful house. Hiyo unajua hiyo ilikuwa tu ya photoshoot. Tulienda pale kuna itwa Ikurungu. That house is owned by it is a residence for the sisters, the Catholic sisters, Ikurungu church. And kuna mwingine na comment hapo wanasema huyo msichana hakupendi, ni hiyo nyumba anapenda. Na in fact you can imagine somebody is saying that ni nyumba anapenda, na hiyo ni nyumba ya Catholic sisters.
Hata si
yetu. Ya Catholic sisters.
Ukisikiza mtu kama huyo ni kama they are thinking like ni kama short men doesn't deserve love.
Sure.
Lazima ukuwe na something extra for a lady to love you.
Ni kwamba aliona ufupi wako, lakini kwa sababu kuna nyumba mzuri, yeye anasema huyu ni mrefu, acha nianguke nayo ndio niwe ninakaa kwa ile nyumba ambayo. But what people forget, just like my wife had said, it is about the love, the understanding, the concern, the care for each other. That is what matters. Do we have people who are fighting in those big houses?
We do.
So many of them. Do we have people who do not have peace and yet they are living in those luxurious houses? Do we have people who are fighting and yet they are driving luxurious cars? Yes. Do we have people who are divorcing?
We do.
And yet they have a lot of money? So there is a difference between love and money. It is about how you love each other, how you care for each other, how you respect each other. So, and also there are also some other comments like, so unataka to do, so unataka sasa tukusaidie, kwani bibi ni
bibi ni wakerende.
Bibi ni wakerende. Ukilipiwa hiyo vacation ama ukisaidiwa, ujue utagongewa. Na sio mayai.
Na si mlango.
Ukubali ugongewe.
Ukubali ugongewe. Hata wengine si unaona wengine wanaandika pale wanasema tunaweza kukusaidia kama tutakubaliwa nasi tugonge.
Wa Kenya.
Siona wa Kenya sasa vile wako. Hata wengine wanauliza for those 8 years why didn't you save
to do a wedding or honeymoon?
To do the honeymoon. So there are all those very negative comments. But the negative comments are 2%. 98%, may
Yeah,
God
for
bless
it.
your marriage. I love the union. So adorable, so cute. Tuombeeni hata sisi tupate mabwana wazuri kama hao. Unaona? So, in fact, like, you know, my wife is the kind who loves living a private life. Lakini unajua mimi ni mtu wa media. So watu wa media si unajua sote ni watu wa kiherehere. So we don't care. Hata wakati ninauza mbuzi online, I also get the negative comments. Sasa huyo mbuzi unauza 5k, si wacha nikupatie 1200. Unaona? And we are used to that, those very negative comments. But that does not mean that life does not move on.
Yeah.
So if you think about the negative comments, even when you live alone even in social media, so even where you live, people will keep talking negatively about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you sieve the negative ones, inaingilia upande huu, inatokea ule upande mwingine. The positive ones, you say inshallah, Mungu atimize yale maombi. And it all depends on how you also take those comments. Like if you follow my page, you realize that hata wale wanaongea vibaya, okay, mimi siwajibu ati kwa hasira. Kwa sababu unajua kuna watu wengine wanakuwa like anawatusi. You bring the insults, which is not good. Lakini mimi nilikuwa tu nawajibu tu kwa upole. Nawajibu tu kwa upole, like naweza kuta comment, na vile watu wenu wanakuanga na roho safi yake. So yani unaona, so mimi naambia mtu ameongea vibaya, mimi naambia yake na vile watu wenu wanakuanga roho safi. So hata wewe si unafaa kuwa tu na roho safi kama watu wenu. Wivu itakuwa haki. So look at your life. Wachana na hiyo wivu. Kwa sababu hiyo wivu kama ikikuwa sasa hasara ni kwa nani?
Ni kwenu na watu wenu.
Si ni kwako wewe mwenye unakufa. So it is all about taking life in a positive way. Take the positive things, leave alone the negative things. Because we are used to that. Especially, you know, we also follow up on how people comment about those people who are celebrities, the things which are happening. So see, we are used to seeing those very negative comments from Kenyans. So that's something that we are used to. But so hata wewe wakati wako ukifikiwa, si unajua tu watu wataongea tu hapa na pale, wanaongea matope kidogo. But there is also a saying that says, mtu akikurushia mawe, usichukue yale mawe ukamrushia. Chukua yale mawe uweke, ujenge nyumba nayo. So the other time akipita, anakuta kumbe umejenga kanyumba smart na ile mawe yenye alikuwa anakurushia.
If you are comfortable telling us, maybe you can tell us how much did the wedding cost? And also the wedding dress, which they ridiculed so much.
The wedding didn't cost a lot, but in terms of people are still struggling, it's much, because it started with the parental blessings, and now the wedding. It cost around almost maybe some 200,000. Yes. And
that's the wedding without the parental blessing.
Together with
the parental.
We are for the ceremony.
So for the ceremony, it cost around. Let's say it cost around 150,000.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And we are grateful because friends chipped in, and also family chipped in. And I will tell you this, about, because you have asked about the wedding. We did not sit down and say we are going to do a wedding. You see, it was the church, our reverend, who came up with the idea that because we want us to have people who can be able to serve God in a better way, people who can like go to the next level of even being lay leaders, and a wedding is compulsory for you to be able to become like a lay leader in the Anglican Church of Kenya. So they're the people who pushed us together with others that now because you are good people, you have been serving God, we want you to be amongst those people who are. In fact, I remember the first time we were called for the meetings, me and my wife we said, well, we are not ready for the wedding. We are not ready. But now the Reverend kept pushing us, no, we want you to be part and parcel of the mass wedding. I told you it was supposed to be a mass wedding. And the mass wedding took place, and some 3 couples tied the knot. But we were not, we pulled out. Me, or my family, and another family. But all of us, the 5 couples, have been able to tie the knots between August
in October
and October.
Okay.
Yes.
So, unless there's anything else that we have not touched on, I feel like that has been a very beautiful story. You have shared your personal life. Thank you for being open with us, and thank you for even trusting us with your most intimate details about your family and about your lifestyle. So before we close this episode, I would like you to look at each other. I know you said the vows, na si kitambo ni October, but now you can redo them in a better, maybe usiku Irene alikuwa na, but then she's so shy. Kidogo nisema she's so shy. Where my ancestors. So we can imagine maybe usiku she was tense because of people. Nini unajua ni bibi harusi umejaa butterflies nini. So today she can redo the vows. So we are here for that all. So you look at each other. You will not look at me now. You look at your spouse, you tell each other the sweetest words in this world, venye unampenda, and I'm here to listen and take in notes.
And before we go there, one interesting part during the wedding, which I reminded Reverend while we were still seated, I whispered to him and told him, you have forgotten that part of may the what?
May the bridegroom
kiss the bride.
Hallelujah. We are going to do it here.
He had forgotten. He had forgotten. So I whispered when we were seated.
Oh.
Na umesahau ile may you kiss the bride.
Hata mi yangu akiruka, I wish I remind the Reverend. I'm not jumping that one.
And he did it.
Hey.
Na mpaka akasema rudia tena. Rudia tena.
Na tena.
And it was interesting.
Do you feel like the church gives people pressure to do weddings?
Now when you want to serve in the church, you know there are those set rules and regulations which you must also follow.
Okay.
So if you want to now to like become that person, you must also follow the rules.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we are here for the groom to kiss the bride and tell the vows. Hata mkiniangalia vizuri, I've set myself aside.
So where do we start? I love you to the moon and back.
Thank you. I love you too.
I'm waiting. That's not meant for me.
Thank you, my dear.
And thank you, my honey, for the love, for the being the best lady in the world, and also always being there for me. Despite the many challenges, I shall always be there for you. I shall always take care of you. And I shall always be the best husband in this world, honey.
Thank you, my love. And I'm also grateful to God that we met. Grateful that we've been able to grow together. We are still growing, and I believe that we are going far.
Amen.
And I'm so much grateful that you have given me peace. I'm also able to work peacefully, and in fact, since we got into marriage, I've never gone home out of a fight or something like that. Doesn't mean that we do not have our differences, but we solve them amicably, and I'm grateful that you are a peaceful man, a respectful person. And I will love you forever, sweetie.
Thank you. And now it's time for the bride to kiss the groom, or the groom to kiss the bride.
Hiyo imeisha.
Na mapenzi wewe. When I catch you like this. If I catch you like this with my own hands, you will tell me where you have been all my life. So
watu wajinyonge.
Wala watu wa zile statements za Lord if I'm dust, take me to Kitengela. Lord if I'm a frog, take me to River Nile. It is your time to shine on the comment section. But we are so happy that you have given us this chance to air your story on our channel, and also we wish your marriage all the best. Even the honeymoon you are looking for, we pray that there are people who will come through for you guys and give you that opportunity to go for that vacation so that you can make your wife beautiful. Na pia badilisha mandhari kidogo. Rumors has it way na boost. Sasa tutaona, tutakuja tusikie testimony after you have gone for the vacation, si ndio? Before I close this, watu wakitaka kuwaona watawapata wapi for the books, for encouragement, for nini?
I'm a fan of Facebook. My page is Peter Maina Wanjiru.
Peter Maina Wanjiru.
Yes, that is where I usually engage, and even that is where all the story started from.
And maybe somebody who wants maybe to sponsor you guys for a honeymoon vacation, where can they channel their sponsorship? I'ma speak to you from.
Okay, I can give you my phone number. My phone number is 0726784295. I repeat again, 0726784295. So for like M-Pesa, jina ni Peter Wanjiru. Hiyo ndio huwa inatokea kwa M-Pesa number. Peter Wanjiru.
And to you, our viewer, thank you for sticking up to this point of this episode. As usual, we would like to hear your feedback about today's story on the comment section below. And remember, on the pinned comment on the comment section, that is where you can find the details, the number he has given, and also their social media platforms. Thank you for supporting this episode. And until next time, my name is Njeri Masi. Keep it Tuko Talks.